As a CEO, do you feel like you're constantly in the weeds, spending your days solving problems your department heads should be handling, or overly directing their every move? In my recent 5-minute growth tips, we've explored the critical pillars of growth: getting your executive team aligned, executing efficiently, developing high performing leaders, and driving a healthy culture. If those pillars aren't solid, you likely find yourself trapped in what Stephen Covey calls the sand, the endless day to day operational tasks and firefighting. When you're buried in the sand, you aren't working on the rocks, the big strategic moves required to grow your company profitably, predictably, and sustainably. Staying in the weeds causes the company to stay tactically busy, but strategically stagnant. It leads to slower progress, limited profitability, and a CEO who is overworked and stressed. It's a catch-22. You feel you don't have the time to develop your team because you're too involved in their work. Instead, gradually break this cycle by putting in place the systems that ensure your team achieves great results on their own. To start working on the business instead of in it, you must master these 4 pillars. Get your executive team aligned. Get your executive team executing efficiently. Develop your executive team into high-performing leaders, and get your executive team living the core values to drive a healthy culture. Let's discuss each one. Number 1, get your executive team aligned. A CEO can't be strategic if the leadership team isn't aligned on where the company is going and what matters most. Using a one-page strategic plan, annual and quarterly planning, clear roles and expectations, and efficient buy-in, the CEO and team create shared clarity on the long-term direction, the big results they're aiming for, the top priorities for change, who owns what, and how decisions get made. When leaders help create the plan, they own it. They can then direct their work toward the company's goals without the CEO guiding every action or decision. This shifts the CEO from chief problem solver to chief clarifier of direction. Alignment is the foundation that makes the next 3 pillars possible. Number 2, get your executive team executing efficiently. Once aligned, the team must execute with discipline and predictability. This is where most CEOs get dragged back into the weeds, unless they install the right systems. Using a monthly operating and financial forecast, quarterly targets and priorities, a consistent meeting rhythm, and a results tracking system, the team gains clarity on what results matter, visibility into issues before they become fires, a predictable cadence for solving problems together, and shared accountability for progress and performance. These systems compress all the CEO's monitoring, checking, and problem solving into efficient, structured rhythms. Leaders can see what's happening, solve issues early, and hold each other accountable without relying on the CEO. Execution becomes a team sport, not a CEO burden. Number 3, develop your executive team into high-performing leaders. Even with alignment and execution systems, the CEO stays in the weeds if leaders can't perform at a high level. Quarterly coaching reviews, personal assessments, quarterly development plans, and weekly one-on-ones create a structured approach to developing leaders who understand their performance gaps, take ownership of their growth, solve problems independently, lead their teams effectively, and model the behaviors expected of them. This is how CEOs stop carrying underperforming leaders or repeatedly coaching the same issues. As leaders grow, the CEO can step back because the leadership team is finally capable of running the business. Number 4, get your executive team living the core values to drive a healthy culture. A healthy, values-driven culture is not soft. It is one of the most practical tools for keeping the CEO out of the weeds. Defining core values with specific behaviors, sharing core values stories, coaching for cultural alignment, and using top grading to hire high culture fit leaders ensures fewer interpersonal issues, less drama and friction, more collaboration, stronger team cohesion, and higher performance across the organization. This means more time for the CEO to focus on the big picture. And when leaders model the values, their teams follow. This reduces the operational noise that often pulls a CEO back into the business. A healthy culture is a self-reinforcing system, one that frees the CEO to lead strategically. All of this creates a proactive flywheel. This transition won't happen overnight, but as you tackle each pillar, you create a virtuous cycle. By freeing up your time, you can focus on the higher level work, refining strategy, gathering customer feedback, and succession planning. Even better, you can then have your leaders implement these same 4 pillars in their own teams. This increases your organization's overall capacity to achieve its long-term vision. Are you ready to stop firefighting and start leading? If you're ready to shift from the sand to the rocks, let's chat. Or look for my next 5-minute growth tip, where I'll cover how the book Rock and Sand by Michael Sink makes the distinction between day-to-day operations and the big changes, improvements, and growth moves to propel a company forward. If you're a Prairie CEO who wants to grow a thriving company, team, and life more quickly, more easily, and with less stress and headache, please contact me via email or on my website. I hope you found this useful.